All right, peace, black family. So everyone has been sending me the video of Bone Thugs and Harmony and 3 6 Mafia at the Versus, and they want to know my opinion on it. They want to know how I feel about, Busy Bone throwing the microphone and, everything that happened on stage. And, since y'all want to know, here we go. I'm going to give y'all my opinion. But before I do so, I'm going to preference that by saying that, yes, I know he is a mulatto. He is a mixed race person. I do know that. I am talking about the psychology behind what he did and why he did what he did. All right? If that makes any sense. But I also want to state and say that history is the sum total of our experiences, right? So in order to understand certain people's behaviors, you have to understand their history. And one thing I know about Busy Bone from being a Bone Thugs fan growing up and also watching a lot of television is that he was molested as a child.
But despite his phenomenal success, memories of the abuse he suffered as a child at the hands of his abductor are still vivid and painful.
Was my mother's ex-husband and my older sister's father. I was 5 years old when he abducted us.
Before he was finally rescued, Brian went through something else no child should have to go through.
My sisters had gotten dropped off somewhere, and I wound up at someone else's house with Byron. Never seen him before in my life. He told me to go upstairs and to take a bath. With somebody's son. The kid had to be 11, 12 years old. And we went upstairs to take a bath, and when we went in that bathroom, the little kid told me things that no other kid should tell another kid. No other kid should ask another kid to do. No other kid should ask another kid to do.
And so when you had one of the people from 3 6 Mafia told him to
suck my dick, gangsta boo. Suck my dick, suck my dick.
That was a trauma response, what he did. That was a trauma response. This is why he threw the mic and he got so upset and he got so frustrated because that was a trauma response. And a lot of us don't really know what trauma responses look like, but they often look like that, outbursts of anger and things like that. So that is very important to understand. But this is another underlying issue that I want to say before I get out of here, is that we have to look at the sexual abuse that takes place to African young boys in the black community. A lot of times we think that it's cool. We think that it's okay for a boy to be sexually active or introduced to sexual things at an early age, and we don't see the bigger implications and the effects that it can have on our community. Sometimes it's done by women and sometimes it's done by men. But regardless of who it's done by, it needs to stop, because this has a tremendous negative effect on the black community, where you have black men, like some of these rappers and entertainers, who have been molested by women, and then they grow up and harbor this hate for black women, and it's displayed in their music, it's displayed in how they talk about black women, it's displayed in their relationships with black women, and because they have never unpacked this anger and hate and resentment that they have for black women, it continues to permeate within the black community. So this is just a smaller conversation to a bigger conversation that we need to have in the black community. All right. And so I'm going to share some videos with you from some celebrities who have admitted to, yes, I have been molested. And then you look at their behaviors and relationships with women, and then you tell me how this has negatively or positively affected them. And for the millions of black men who are scared to say that they were molested by a man or by a woman, think about how that has affected their behavior. So until next time, think black, stay black, love black, support black, and that's real African black power. Holla.
I was molested when I was 8 years old by my cousin's ex-wife. I didn't even realize that it was something wrong until I saw Tyler Perry on Oprah Winfrey. And Tyler was on Oprah crying about a woman in his family who used to molest him. And I'm like, damn, why he crying? Why is he crying, but I enjoyed it? So it's just like one of those things that made me wonder if something was wrong with me, so to speak. I don't even necessarily know if I remember the first time. I just know it happened a few times. And I didn't tell nobody because I enjoyed it. She told me that if I told anybody, she wouldn't do it anymore. And the only reason I made her stop is because she got a Jerry curl, and I didn't like the smell of her Jerry curl. She started telling me I was ugly then. She would like clown me about my nose, and like she would just try to demean me from that point on. I don't know if it made me like over-sexual to where like I'm like some Harvey Weinstein, Louis C.K. type of person, but I definitely got a healthy sexual.
15.
Huh?
Oh my God.
You bet I'm on the real. Cause I was fucking at 11. I had Nate at 15, nigga. I had my daughter when I was 15, nigga. It ain't cause you a male, it ain't cause you 15, you supposed to, cause you're young money. You're supposed to. Fuck that shit, nigga. I stuff fuck. I got raped when I was 11, Twist. And I loved it. I ain't never pressed charges. I'ma do you like baby them did me. Yeah. I'll never forget that day. Yeah, no, they was all in the kitchen. I was scared. It was cool. There was about this many niggas and shit too in that bit. I never forget the word. Suck la wine la dick. I was sitting on the couch. Everybody in that bit. That nigga was like talking. Girl with your good dick. Girl, you know you took with your good dick suck on that. Boy, that bitch suck all nigga. Have a nigga. Bitch, suck la wine la dick. I'm sitting there like, sure, yeah. Sucked up. I ain't never had this happen. In front of G. Oh my God, that was the best ever, boy. I walked out that bitch, I felt like I killed 5 niggas, ran through 3 banks, boy. You don't understand. I was a different man after that. I was Lil Wayne. After that.
Twani, what you looking at out there? What you looking at? That's it. Give me some sugar. Now get on downstairs. What did I say? Get on downstairs. In that basement and drop them.